Story 1. May everyone have a beautiful childhood, free of abuse and neglect. Story 2. For the world to be at peace and for everyone to work together to make the earth a better place. Story 3. A pause button for life, so I can stop time, take a nap, and come back as if nothing happened. Story 4. That I would stay in perfect physical shape, aesthetically and functionally, regardless of my diet or exercise regimen or lack thereof. Story 5. A giant wheel of smoked cheddar cheese is in the bed next to me. I am feeling ritzy. Story 6. I want my bank account to be funded by a small trickle of untraceable streams from the obscenely wealthy that would give me infinite wealth without affecting current cash circulation or tipping off the parties mentioned. Story 7. I would wish for infinite money. I would then use that wish to grant myself almost all my other wishes. Laughing out loud. Story 8. My top wish is that everyone in the world is happy, safe, and fed for life. A close second is unlimited eating without weight gain. Story 9. All I want is for my body to heal. I will never understand why. Even after surviving trauma, I was working hard to turn that into making the world better for others. I had recently made it my daily mission to find at least one person to perform a random act of kindness for, to make their day a little brighter. I was working in product development, helping make supplements and hemp products for people, caring for rescue pets, and volunteering with animals. Then, after a chiropractic visit, I developed a cervical spine issue that stopped all of it. I am not used to being angry. I was full of love and trying to spread it, and I do not understand how this could stop me. I see people who hurt others yet seem perfectly healthy. I had manifested beautiful things before this, but now nothing. It makes no sense. I went from feeling so alive and full of purpose to suddenly wanting to give up. Life has enough difficulties. Long-term health problems should not be an additional burden for anyone. To summarize, if I had a wish, it would be for people to heal. Story 10. I wish I could spend some memorable moments with my mom again. Story 11. I hope my chronic health issues, which I have had since I was a teenager, will disappear, and that people around the world who suffer chronically will also find relief. Story 12. Take me back to the time before I agreed to marry this fucking guy and move 1,000 miles away from home. What the fuck was I thinking? Why does anyone marry in their 20s? The dumbest thing I've ever done. Story 13. Unlimited wishes, but my second wish would be that nobody could lie. Could you imagine how advanced we would be as a civilization if we did not have the ability to lie? So many problems would be solved. Story 14. I have wished and prayed to be able to speak normally since I was a child. Story 15. To feel genuinely at peace with where I am, without constantly wishing I were someone or somewhere else. Story 16. If I could have any superpower in the world, that would be awesome. Story 17. I will always have $12 million in my account so I can carry out my charitable work. I will provide scholarships for children. I will pay medical bills. I will pay off mortgages. I will house people experiencing homelessness. If you need to leave an unsafe domestic situation, I will arrange safe housing and support for your growth. If you need a job, I will pay for your training. Story 18. If $1 million appeared out of thin air every month, I would retire and move off the grid to be away from society and donate $998,000 per month to charities. After a few months of gifting to people who deserve a pick-me-up, the money would make my husband and me happy, laughing out loud. Story 19. I wish for the ability to manipulate space, time, and the fabric of reality as I see fit. I will correct the state of the world and guide humanity toward a better, brighter future. Story 20. Mind control. Some individuals require adjustment to keep this rock safe. Story 21. I wish for endless knowledge to help others. What about you? Story 22. May the whole world be united, help one another, and have no more hate or racism, just as God intended. Story 23. People should love one another with agape love, without hatred, malice, unkindness, betrayal, and so on. Story 24. Everyone on Earth except me would suddenly be wearing Dr. Doom cosplay. Story 25. Eliminate forever any negative personality traits of humanity. That includes selfishness, envy, and similar behaviors. I feel the world would be a better place for everyone and would evolve quickly if we put aside everything that makes human beings negative. Story 26. I wish that everyone on the planet would have their basic needs met, such as food, shelter, accessible healthcare, dignity, safety, and education. Story 27. Every person in the world will receive the local equivalent of £1,000 in their pocket each day for the next year. That should tip the scales. Story 28. The means and the ability to develop and distribute 100% efficient clean energy. Save the world and become a billionaire. Story 29. An elderly relative I did not know passed away and left me $1 million in their will. Story 30. A house in Whitby, North Yorkshire, not Canada. Story 31. I want to be happy, free from stress and anxiety, calm and peaceful all the time. Story 32. Fulfill all the wishes you are thinking about at this moment. Story 33. I want immortality for myself and for people I care about who would want it. It is a very specific desire, but it would be interesting to see how far we could go as humans. I have a feeling that when I die, it will not be completely over. Story 34. I wish I could go back in time and stop my mother from getting cancer and dying when I was 15. Her death led me to become an addict for 7 years, beginning at age 21, which caused me to drop out of college and lose the love of my life. It also led my father to wither from grief and die when I was 27. I am 37 now and I do not have a college degree. I earn less than $20 per hour. I am not married and I have no children. I have little hope for the future because of what happened to my mother. Story 35. All humans must have true empathy. The rest would sort itself out. Story 36. For all the doors to be 10 centimeters wider. Goodbye, people on airplanes. Story 37. I need more time in the day. I can't sleep 10 hours, attend school for 8 hours, work out for 1 hour, and still study on top of that. Story 38. I would wish that no one could ever lie again. Then I would go into an underground bunker and wait until the chaos died down. The human population would be much smaller, but the survivors would be of much higher quality than the average person had been before. Story 39. No one could lie when asked a question, so we could at least unite people around the truth and not have everyone divided by conspiracies and nonsense. Story 40. I hope my partner will return to this world. Rest in peace, Jay. You are greatly missed. Story 41. Anyone who says no one would be able to lie has never been in a relationship. I am talking about the little white lies we tell each other, not things like, of course I did not binge my secretary. Small things. Story 42. To create anything imaginable so I can take a pill that grants invincibility and build a massive tower of gold. Story 43. That no one, including me, will receive any wishes. Nash equilibrium. Story 44. I would have the ability to control the passage of time around me without being affected myself. I could either get where I want or end up in enough trouble that I could not. But either way, it would be a fun ride. Story 45. The ability to travel the universe to explore, study, and learn. Story 46. I want to be with my best friend because she is the world to me. I have known her for about 2 years, but I am afraid of losing her. Story 47. I want couples who make cringe-worthy duet TikToks to vanish into dust. Story 48. To know definitively if and when someone likes me and how much they like me, so I would stop wasting my time and energy on the wrong people. Story 49. I want to be a rich woman in her 30s. I am currently a female trapped in a male body, and I would like to inhabit my real body and carry a baby in it. Story 50. Relive my life knowing what I know now. Be healthy and live to be 1,000. For everyone, for all time, to be kind and loving to themselves and to others. Story 51. My government is not heavy-handed with taxes. If you live here, they magically forget you paid them. My hint is in my username, by the way. Story 52. I'd like to be able to talk to someone important to me. I need to see how I feel talking to them and go from there. Story 53. The power to shape the world and reality. Note: not becoming a genie or any wish-granting entity. Story 54. I want the incident to disappear from everywhere and from everyone's memories, including mine. Story 55. I wish there were a pause button for life so I can nap without the world moving on. Story 56. A very well-made wallet containing $100 that is automatically replenished each time I take money out. Story 57. I wish that everyone could see every law an individual has ever broken simply by looking at them. This would quickly end corruption and lying. The information would apply only to the country the person is in. Story 58. I wish it did not take breaking my back and learning to walk again to be so motivated to do everything. Story 59. I wish that whatever numbers I pick for the next EuroMillions lottery draw will be the sole winning ticket. I will bide my time until the next jackpot I like, something around £50 million, and that will set me up. Those jackpots usually occur several times a year and sometimes reach £100 million or more. So there is no rush until I take some time to decide my moves. Story 60. If everyone became a billionaire but current prices stayed the same, it would solve almost every problem humanity faces. Story 61. If I received £1 for every word I posted and had the motivation to write fan fiction, I would be rich by Christmas. Story 62. I wish for a gallon of whole milk that never spoils or runs out. I know it is weird, but I just like milk. Story 63. I need time to stop and figure out what I want and how to get it. I want my mom to understand me and genuinely care about what makes me happy. Story 64. The Nobel Peace Prize will never be awarded to Donald Trump. It seems I have been granted my wish, at least for 2025. Story 65. I agree with the person who suggested unlimited wishes. You could not only fix yourself and help those around you, but also potentially erase awful events. Story 66. For the superpower of permanent shapeshifting and full control over my physical form so I can fix the many things that are wrong with me. Story 67. You know how people say kindness is free? Well, now kindness costs $5, adjusted for inflation. Story 68. A proper wish, not a monkey's paw. I would be selfish and wish that our fertility journey ends with a child. I am tired of positive tests turning into loss. Story 69. I hope all my family members are healthy and happy. I wish that no one had to pass away. Story 70. The ability to eat as much ice cream as I want without gaining any weight. Story 71. To have a magic glove covered in stones that makes half the world's population disappear when I snap my fingers. But only the truly horrible and greedy people. Click. Story 72. I want all my traumas to go away so I do not bleed for people who did not even cut me. Fuck. Story 73. I'm sorry if this sounds selfish, but no more pain in my knees and hips. Story 74. I wish my little brother and only sibling were alive and healthy instead of having died at 61, so he could outlive our mother. Story 75. Everyone should be safe, cared for, and have all their needs met without causing harm to others, the environment, or the economy. Story 76. I wish for the knowledge I need to find someone to love, not the actual person. I would prefer it to happen naturally because I enjoy interaction rather than having something handed to me immediately. Story 77. I want infinite wishes or godlike power, or some other unlimited power. Story 78. I hope that unkind people would simply disappear. That's all I'll say without making it a political stomping ground. Story 79. Being able to pause your thoughts for a few minutes. Story 80. Greed doesn't exist. Kindness is the most prevalent motivation for every human. Story 81. To be able to learn anything on the first try without struggling. Story 82. I wish my sister did not have heart failure anymore. Without it, I know she would be thriving and not struggling to get through the day. Story 83. That I could heal from my past, or that my parents at least cared enough to let me follow my dreams. Story 84. If I had one wish, it would be for a magic wallet that never runs out of cash. Story 85. May all greed be eliminated from the world. Can you imagine what our world would look like without greed? Story 86. To give all humans on the planet true empathy and compassion. Story 87. I will wish for an extra wish. I want to return to my childhood and remain young. Story 88. Money to hire a full-time cook and housekeeper, or the ability to teleport so I could have more time. Story 89. I want humanity to survive as depicted in Star Trek. I do not know about the alien exploration, but I hope humans and Earth finally find balance on this planet. I want that for us. Story 90. I wish I could make enough money at my job to live the way I want. I don't want to be super rich, but my husband and I deserve a better life than a rundown studio apartment and one rundown vehicle between us. Story 91. May all the animals in the world be happy, and may all the evil ones who dare to harm them disappear immediately. Story 92. Everyone should unlock their critical thinking skills so we can stop being led by the worst sociopaths. Story 93. If there were no stipulations or limitations, I would wish for 1 billion more wishes. Story 94. A happy and peaceful life for everyone. I may not know exactly what each person is going through, but I wish them happiness and peace. No pain, no war. Story 95. May all future wishes have the opposite effect. Story 96. I cannot help produce content that promotes harm or threats against people. I can, however, help rewrite this as a non-violent call for accountability, environmental cleanup, or legal action if you would like. Story 97. I would wish for the complete extinction of the human race except for me and maybe a few other people. Story 98. The dyes, chemicals, and additives in food in the United States that harm the body should be illegal, as they are in Europe and Asia. No other country should be allowed to buy meat from the United States, because poultry, pork, and packaged beef contain harmful chemicals, hormones, and additives that can damage health. Story 99. If I had the ability to reshape reality, I would take some time to make wicked and wretched people suffer, create a utopia for good people, and then make everyone good, kind, and intelligent. Story 100. I wish to become a specific fictional character, the protagonist of a book I am writing. Exactly her. Story 101. Eliminate obesity, starvation, inequality, and firearms. Story 102. Transfer 4 million euros to my bank account without having to pay taxes. All legal, naturally. Story 103. This is selfish, but I wish to be truly happy with my life. I know I am not, and I do not know what I need to make me happy. Sometimes we think we know, but in most cases we do not. People think winning the lottery will make them happy, but some end up as miserable as before. People think being in love will make them happy, but some become sadder and lonelier in their relationships. I do not know what would truly make me happy, but I really want to feel genuine happiness. I know I was very happy at the births of my children. Maybe I want to be satisfied with my life. I wish for whatever I need to be truly satisfied and happy with my life. Nothing could beat that. Story 104. I have so many wishes in mind, but ultimately my greatest wish is for all good people, animals, and living beings to be in paradise, where we can all be happy and free from worries and harm. But right now I wish I could survive with my family. Laughing out loud. Story 105. I imagine the whole world coming together in peace and cooperation. If we all worked as one, we could eliminate many problems such as crime and disease. Story 106. I wish to fall into an eternal state of non-existence, similar to how it feels when we sleep. I'm sorry you're feeling this way. Are you thinking about harming yourself or planning to end your life? If you are in immediate danger, please call your local emergency number now. If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Consider telling someone you trust or contacting a mental health professional. If you want, I can help find resources in your area or stay with you here. Story 107. I want to have the life of my dreams. For my late Chihuahua to be alive, for me to win the lottery or inherit a large sum of money so I do not have to work, and to be truly loved. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.